I'm the guy they call Little Mickey Mouse. Got a sweetie down in the chicken house. Neither fat nor skinny, she's a horse and Winnie. She's my little Minnie Mouse. When it's feeding time for the animals, and they howl and growl like the cannibals, I just turn my heel to the hen house seal, and you'll hear me sing this song. Oh, the old tomcat with his meow, meow, meow. Old hound dog with his bow, wow, wow. The crow, caw, caw, and the mule, ee-aw. Gosh, what a racket like an old buzzsaw. I have listened to the croaky cuckoo, and I've heard the rooster cock his doodle-doo. With the cows and the chickens, they all sound like the dickens when I hear my little Minnie.
And a one fish, two fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. Fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. Fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. Okay, I think we're good. Willie, thank you for that resub, man. Okay, I think we're good. Willie, thank you for that resub, man. All right, let's check YouTube just to be sure. Should be fine, man. Okay, I think we're good. Willie, thank you for that resub, man. All right, let's check YouTube just to be sure. Right, YouTube is sounding okay. Twitch is sounding okay. Charles, Willie, dudes, what's up? To Mr. Rod Shelley. I'm going to work on the fringy outfit that I started the boots for. We kind of have the boots sitting over here. You know what I need to do? I need to get this kind of started, set it up in here. So those are the fringy boots as they are right now. This fringe is a bit of a pain in the butt, not gonna lie. So I'm gonna have to get these fitted over to Genesis 8 somehow. I have some ideas. We'll get it there. In the meantime, I need a folder for this. So let's do that. Let's get that admin stuff out of the way. We'll do the content DB editor. That is not the right thing. We want the content directory manager. There we go. Daz formats. Add. I think I was hiding this over in dresses. I think this is, yeah, fringe dress. We're going to stick it right in there. We're going to get our subfolders. Okay, that's all good. Let's say accept to that. Let's do this. Let's set up our folder structure in there. So we'll run over to projects. We'll just pop into this template folder. I need this people folder, that and that. Copy all of these. We'll head over to the dresses folder where we're working on stuff. And this is the fringe dress? Yes, the fringe dress. Paste that there. Is good. I'm going to take that and stick it in the whip folder. Okay, we're going to call you, I don't want to just call it a fringe. You know what? Let's see if ChatGTP can help me out here. We'll empty an ocean. Don't look, Willie. Don't look. Cool names for Western themed fringe outfit. Let's see how this goes. Desert Drifter, Prairie, the Prairie outfit. I kind of like Frontier outfit. I like Frontier. All right, we're going to call it the Frontier outfit. But before we do that, let's just double check and see what we got over at the Daz. Oh yeah, new outfit at Daz. We'll do the Daz out. Dun, 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 dun. The Arden outfit is now live at Daz as of today. There we go. And you can also pick up a cool add-on by Valkyrie. There's the Arden outfit. And I'm not going to show you all of these because I'm not sure. And then there's the add-on set. So go look for those at Daz. Anyhow, what we are doing, we're going to look for Frontier and see how many outfit hits we have. Frontier Grace outfit, I think I can. And how many did we have? We have 16 results. One of it's called an outfit, but it's called Frontier Grace. So I think maybe I could just say Frontier. Star Frontier Academy, D-Force Everyday Cowgirl Textures, Frontiersmen. So I think I'm going to go with Frontier outfit. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Hype train ended at level 1. I had a hype train? Dang. I didn't even notice. Did people get hype emotes? Doing pretty well here. Blood pressure is finally back to normal. Oh, that's good. Glad to hear that, Rod. So you're going to be Frontier outfit. We'll do that. And then so we're going to come over here into people. And that's going to be Frontier outfit. I have you on the clipboard. Why am I typing? Okay, let's go over to Genesis 9. Same thing. Uh-oh. My mouse crashed. Okay, did I set up a template? Templates, Frontier Outfit, Runtime, Textures, me, Project. Oh, it went way up last night? Oh no. When you were watching Dipshit. Rod, don't watch Dipshit speak. Don't do that. It's not healthy for you. Rename that. Control V. Out. Good. I'm going to do that. You know, I'm going to need subfolders for this. Skirt and top. And then we're going to need a separate folder for the boots. Okay, should be good. All right, moving along. So that's all set up. So we should be able to come down here. Oh no, it broke. Let's try this again. There we go. People. Genesis a female clothing. Me, Frontier outfit. All right, we're good to go. I'm going to start saving the boots out. This is the real reason I did this, so I can get these boots started and be saved right here for Genesis 9. And we're going to rename you Frontier Boots G9. I'm going to take that off the back of it. Oops, I need a space in here. It broke. I hate it. Yeah. All right, that is good. Let's come over here and edit the scene identifier. Nope, I have to have something selected. Doughy. Okay, right in here, I'm going to change that to say Frontier Boots G9. Let's get rid of that V2 there. Accept that. I don't think I've saved these yet, so we should be able to just go boop. Dresses, fringe, people, Genesis 9, clothing, me, that. So we're going to put Control V Frontier Boots G9 right here. Save that. This is going to become Frontier outfit. Do that. Item name Frontier Boots G9. If you just spent 30 minutes tracking down something that went funky on one of your renders, oh, and were you able to fix it? That's the important thing. I think this is good. I'm going to hit accept on that. There we go. I'm also going to set the pose up and we'll save that as well. So we're going to bend the feet 30. And we're going to bend those toes minus 30. Like so. Okay, then we're just going to mirror that to the other side. I think that's probably good. And going left to right, okay, is good. I'm not going to be too worried about that. I might smooth those out a little bit. And then we'll save that pose. I think you bumped your mouse and moved it and moved one of the lights slightly. Oh no. You blame your cat. Do you have a cat? That's the real reason to keep a cat. Is if something goes wrong, you can say my cat broke it. That's what my chinchillas do. They say the cat broke everything. All right, I'm going to save this as a pose preset for the feet. Frontier G pose G9. Probably good. We're going to turn that off and we're just going to click on the parts that we want. The left foot and the right foot. One of those shadows wasn't looking right. And you don't have any cats. Oh. I'm going to see if we can just smooth this out. Or am I? Or do I really care? I don't really care at this point. Because I really just want to get going on the skirt and the top. We'll take a quick peek at where we are with those. Uh-oh, I got too many things open over there. Gotta close all those windows. Open that. I think the desktop. References. Over here, fringe. So we're going to make a top that's going to look kind of like this. Of course, it opened on screen too. And then I want a matching skirt. Actually, I kind of like that detail there, although I'm going to do that with a texture. So maybe I'm leaning towards a skirt like this, but you know what? I kind of liked. I think I am going to kind of add things like this to a skirt like this. And we're going to do our fringe at an angle. So it's got panels there, there, it'll be there, there, maybe one in the back. Maybe we'll do some on the sides. This has got belt loops. I'm not going to do belt loops. I'm going to kind of do a big waistband though. So I'm going to have a waistband. It's going to come down a little further than that. I do like the way those fringes go off at an angle. And I'm contemplating doing double layers to make it even thicker, but I don't know. That might be a little over the top. Anyhow, so let's put this over here on screen too. Let's close, actually you're a saved file. I'm gonna just save that. Close that down. We have Marvelous Designer lurking here in the background. You brain the DLT. Is that a duck, lettuce, and tomato? um, I need my avatar, G9 avatar. And like I normally do, we're going to work off the G8, G9 female. I think I'm going to block out a waistband to begin with. And then we'll kind of make a block skirt, pull it down a little bit further. Put a split in the back. I don't know. Let's see how this goes. We'll start off with a waistband, and we'll put it just right underneath the them damn ducks. Exactly. We'll do our 3D pen avatar tool. We'll use that. And I'm just gonna start here, and we'll just work our way around to the back, like so. That did not go all the way around. I went too far. Let's try this again. All right, we're going to start here. I'm going to work around. Apparently, I should probably add a point. You know what? I'm going to put a panel through here. I want a point that's going to come down mostly there. We'll probably add another panel Start there, and then we'll have and we're going to put a zipper on the back of this. I'm going to bring this down about 2 inches. So we're counting that to be about 50. I'm zooming in. I'm trying to set this to 50 and I'm just not quite getting it, am I? There it is. Then we can bring you back around this way. I totally should have put a point underneath that other one. Through there. Through here. It would be nice if that kind of snapped into place to line up, but I'm not seeing it do that. I eyeballed that pretty good. Okay, can I add a point in here? I gotta hit the edit though, don't we? So I'm gonna add a point here and delete that point there. So we're gonna come over here and say edit. There we go. And then can I right click on that and add a point? Yes, baby. Then can I just delete a point? No, it's gonna punish me for that. That's all right, we're close. Let's flatten that. Okay, now we're going to come over here. We're going to redraw this. Or maybe not. I kind of like that. I am going to redraw this. Never mind. I've already changed my mind. So we'll do a polygon. We'll start here. I'm going to come down right there. I'm going to take you over here. Hopefully that's 50. It's not 50. No, I'm going to fix that later. Okay, that's the start. Let's put that on the translucent. And then can I just drag a point to there, and then drag another one maybe to about, you know what, there, and I'm gonna put one right there. That should be good. We're gonna tweak these. You know what, I'm gonna actually just delete these. Delete that, delete that. Then we're just gonna select this and we'll do a offset as an internal line, say 50 on that. So that gives me a nice even line cutting through there. We'll do a cut. I'm going to take that, delete it. I'm going to move you over here. Do that. I probably should tweak this till it's like 90. I should have done that before the cut. So we're backing up a little bit. Right there. So before I do this, I'm going to adjust this so that this becomes 90. Because I don't think it is. And I can't see it because it's not showing me this freaking angle over there. Damn you. 90.8. You know what? That's pretty close. I'm going to live with that. Now we'll offset as an internal line. 50. Okay. Do a cut. Come over here. Delete that. Put that over there. Get rid of this one. We'll line this up. I just turned that the wrong way, didn't I? I'm going to line that up right about there. We're going to control D that. Like so. You know what I'm going to do? I need a little bit of room in here, so I'm just going to back these out a little bit. And then we'll just sew that together. And we'll sew the backs together. Let's turn gravity off for just or actually I'm just going to lower it way down. Then we'll do this. Beautiful. That's a beautiful shape. All right. I'm going to want a panel right about in there. Do I have a point in there? Probably not. That would be too easy, right? Are you doing anything? Yeah, you're laughing at me. That's what you're doing. Let's do a split point right here. Let's just make that a nice even number. I'm just going to drop a 105 on there. Yeah, we'll just kind of put that there. And you know what? I'm going to then just sew those two together. And then I'm just going to mark another split back in here. We'll just do the same thing. 105. Like that. I'm going to take you. Bring you over here. I'm going to move you to the back. I'm going to sew that into there. All right, I'm going to split this. I'll do a uniform split so it's nice and even. Take a measurement of that. 112.8. 112.8. Say okay to that. So we're going to work on trying to get these to fit better. I'm going to curve this out. We're going to curve this out, and we're going to match these curves in here. And I think that'll still stay straight. So we're going to put curve lines here and here. I'm going to just do that. I probably should just copy these, flip them, and then make it a little bit longer. Yeah, let's try that. Actually, let me get a feel for where I am. All right, we're going to undo that. I'm going to freeze this waistband in place. And then let's stiffen these up. So I do know that I do kind of want to just sew this together on the side so that those kind of snap together kind of like that. And then that kind of gives me an idea of what I need to do here, do here. I don't need a big one here. And these are going to be way up. We're going to make those a lot shorter. Let's go ahead and do that now. Let's get our length. I want the length of the dress to be here, and then we're going to add the fringe to it. It's a pretty short skirt I'm going for here. So we'll just grab all of these points and head north. That's because I'm used to seeing north as up. Because that's the kind of maps I live with. Okay, are we good there? So over here, I probably can just do maybe just a couple. And I'm probably going to need a bigger curve in the back. Right. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I think that'll make a nice shape. Then we can kind of put a little bit of a curve in there. And I think that's going to work. Let's do that. All right, so that's that needs to be 112. 112 something. What was that number again? 112.8. So I'm actually going to delete this. I'm going to put a little bit of a curve in here. Kind of like that, I think. I'm going to copy that. Can I just flip you? Does that flip horizontally? There we go. And then I'm just going to put you back there, in there. And then I'm just going to glue this back. Sew this back to there. How am I looking? Yeah, all right, now we just have to tweak the back. So I need a further 3 or 4 for this one. We'll bring them 3 and we'll see how close those points are getting. So I'm going to run you out 1. Oh no, you know what? I forgot. I have to make this longer, don't I? Change length. 112.8. There we go. And then I just have to take this and line it up. Right in there. Okay, now I'm going to go back to work on these corners here. And I forgot how far I went. I think I just did 1, didn't I? Yeah, I did. 1, 2, 3. And if we take you 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think those are going to touch up. So the idea is we'll put a little bend in here, and I'm going to kind of do the same thing that I did over here. We'll dupe this, flip it, and make it a little bit longer to fit into that gap. I think right in there is going to be nice. All right, so you go away. We're going to do that. We'll do the flip horizontal on that. Move you over here. Okay, we got to make this a little bit longer. Change length. We want to go the other way. And I want that to be 112.8. And then we'll just drag this out till it snaps. Should be good. All right, resew those. Resew that. Sew those 2 up. I think that's going to look nice. Then I'm just going to dupe this over. We're going to put a zipper in the back down to about here. We'll set that up. We can set that up now. And then we'll think about the fringes. I think I'm good shape. Only thing is maybe we just make this a little bit longer down in here. Well, let's dupe it over to the other side and see how that's working out. Control D, drag that over like that. We're eventually just going to merge the front. I do want to leave the back on. I think that just makes for a cleaner line, and that's what we're kind of seeing on all these patterns. Anyhow, you need to sew that to that. I'm going to sew that to that. And that's all going to line up like that. And if we unstrengthen it, I think that's going to be nice. You know what? I think that's going to be okay in the back. Yeah, I think this is fine. All right, I'm going to design a fringe. So we're going to measure all of this up. Bring a piece here that's going to have an angle to it. So the fringe is going to come here and just angle down. I think that'll look cool. And if I have to, I might take another layer of fringe and run it right up above. But we'll see how this goes. So anywho, we're going to measure these. And that's going to be this, our width. And that says 535.6. 535.6. I say okay to that. And actually, the fringe has to come from here to here. Is that still going to be the same? You know, that's still going to be the same because these two are equal. And these, they're not equal in the front and the back. I got to do these separately. Never mind. Well, I'm going to do the front, flip it, and then make it a little bit bigger for the back. I think that's what we need to do. Oh no, it's not doubling. 257.8. We need to double that. 257.8. That's right. I'm multiplying by 2 on it. By 15.6. That's what we need. Okie dokie. I think that's good. I'm going to sew this in. Then we're going to look at, and we're going to do it this way. It's going to sew in like this. I'm going to need to do a split on the back. This is asymmetrical, so I'm not going to make one and flip it over to the other. We're just going to do this. And I am going to set the one up in the back. That one I'm going to split. We're going to make it, we're going to split it in the middle. So I'm going to, actually, I'm just going to measure this and this. 277.8. 277.8. 555.6. 555.6. Okie dokie. I'm going to split that in half. I guess I could have just done two. Two of these. No, I'm going to split this in the half later on after we've decided where we want to line these up. That's right. So this is going to start over here and work its way around. So we're going to turn this around and put it in the back. And then I'm going to start here. And that gets sewn onto where? Over here? Yep. Okay. Down here. We're down here. That should be the halfway point. That should get me all the way around. Okay, we're going to adjust the length on the fringes now till I'm happy with them. So I think, what are you? You are that side, and you are that side. So I think we'll start with these points over here. Actually, I might just do that. So I actually want to make my skirt shorter. Not too much shorter. Maybe just a little bit. I think I'm going to put my fringes in here. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. I want to improve this, which means this curve should come down. It should be a little straighter. How does it look in the back? I think the back is good. These just need to be, if I just make those flat, maybe they'll be okay. And they should stay the same length, right? You know what? I think that's going to do the trick. I think that'll be fine. Of course, now I'm getting some strangeness in there. Is that going to be okay? I think maybe I just need to take these points down a little. We'll try that. Yeah, that's a little nicer. I like that. I think we're going to go with that. I think this is fine. Unless I was thinking maybe just move. No, I think this is going to be good. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and set the zipper up. And that's pretty much the modeling for this. So where are you at? You're right about there. We're going to put like a 30mm strip in the back that we're going to sew in to here. So I'm going to do a split point right about there. Yo, Art, how are you doing? So that split point's going to be at 110. And then I know that we're working on a fringe dress just to get Art caught up here. This is kind of something like that. Although I have a waistband and I'm going to put little disc details along the edges. I like those. And our fringe has an angle like that. So that's what we're doing. And we're adding a zipper in here now. Well, and myself, I'm doing well. I'm not sure if Charles is still here or not. I think Willie's lurking. So I'm adding a zipper. That was 110. That's 50, right? So the zipper is going to be 160. And it's going to be 15 by 160. I'm going to say okay to that. And then I'm going to add I don't know, can I add a offset pattern outline 0.5? This is going to be the little part that gets deleted when we do the unzipped version. So 0.5, create an internal line. Actually, I'm going to cancel that. Nope, we're going to do an internal. We're going to go this way. Offset as an internal line, 0.5. Okay. That went the wrong way. Let's try this again. I apparently hit the wrong button. Offset as an internal line, 0.5. That is totally... That's... Can I... Offset as an internal line. Can I say... Is 0.5 just not an allowable unit? I think that's what my problem is. I think 0.5 is just not an allowable unit. I'm going to do that. We need to do an offset as an internal line here. That needs to be 15. I need to set these up here. I need to offset as an internal line. And we're not going to extend that. And then I'm going to take a here to here. And then can I do that? Can I just cut and sew that? Yes. Okay, excellent. And then that manner. Okay, and then we're going to come over here and cut and sew that. Excellent. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of touching up. I'm going to move that out of the way for just a second. And we're going to sew this into here. I'm going to get rid of this sewing right here. And then what I need to do is sew I'm just going to move this over here for just a second. Because what we want to do is we want to sew this into here. It's not... I think it broke. Let's try this again. Does this work? Will you stop at that point right there? All right, let's try this again. Maybe I just need to do it in steps. Do that to there. I feel my system getting slower now. That to there. Okay, should be good. And then if I take this and do that, and then sew these two together. And then what I want to do is I want to unsew that. And I want to put you back to where you belong. Oh, I dragged you around. Let's see if we can get you back into place. There we go. All right, where are my... Let's move these to the back. Nope, I don't know what I'm doing there. So we're going to spin these around. Drag these back over this way. Should be good. Oh no, did I... Oh, I sewed you onto the front. Damn it. This is all... I screwed that all up. I need to sew these back here, over here. That's what I need to offset as an internal line. 15 and say okay and cut and sew those. And then get rid of these. And then sew this into here. I think it's something like this. Yeah, that's good. All right, let's put that back. I'm going to set the layer on these to be a negative so that it'll want to go under. This is frozen, so it's going to make things difficult, but we're going to unfreeze that in a minute. I'm going to say -5 on that. Fallen Learns. Was Fallen Learns here? Yo, Fallen Learns. How are you doing? We're making a fringe skirt. Okay, so you can see my issue there is because I have all of this frozen. We'll unfreeze that. I'm going to strengthen it, though. So unfreeze and strengthen, and there we go. I've got my zipper in place. And there's this really thin piece right here that I can delete out later on and make this a undone dress or skirt. Just fixing up your Hyperland Unix setup. Ooh. Is it fun or is it something that's tedious and you just have to do? Let's cut and sew those. All right. We're almost there. We need fringes. Oh no, you know what? I took that sewing off. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to merge these, I think. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to put a split. So that's like 105. I'm going to put a split right here and I'm going to merge that in the front. Let's do that. And I think my split point should be right about there. I'm going to eyeball this in. Oh no, I can't see what I'm doing now. Arg. I hit the G key and suddenly I see all these stupid little... You know what would be cool is if I could actually see the angle that was down there. How cool would that be? That would be so cool. 50. 50 looks about right. I'm going to do that. Hey, Chris, any idea what happened to 3D Classics? His store is closed. I have no idea. I didn't even know it was... That's too bad. No, wait. 3D Classics, didn't they become... Or were they something else? National something or other? I don't know if they closed up. They had all the cool car models, though. There were still a few 1950s trucks I wanted to get. And DJ Ray's in the house. Yo, Ray, what's up? You know what? Charles isn't here. I got to shout people out. Oh no, my Willy command didn't work. Or did it? No, there's too many letters in there. That's better. And let's not forget Rod. They used to call themselves National something, right? And then they became 3D Classics. Renderosity, Ford. That's too bad. Who's free? No, that's not them. He's French. His DA is still up. Hmm. Yeah, I think I still had a bunch of their stuff probably wish list. That was one of my main things. Is when his stuff went 50%, I would really debate whether or not to pick up another one. I don't know. Maybe they're retiring. I hope they didn't pass away. Did I cut this? I haven't cut that yet. Let's cut this. Cut and sew that. And then I'm going to merge these. So I'm going to get that. And then I think I have to slide these over a little bit. I have Rendo over on screen too. Hold on. Let me see. Did they sell anyplace else? Yo, Napsmore. Sometimes they just move. Yeah, sometimes that happens. But they were only at Rendo, weren't they? Or were they? Could you find them over at other places? You know what? I don't know. I don't think I've ever. I should probably add a Naps command. I don't know. You got links, Napsmore, that you want to share? You do streaming or anything? All right, I'm gonna merge those. Then we're gonna set the fringes up. So let's do this. I'm gonna take that and that, and we're gonna say merge on those. So that I have one nice solid piece in the front. And then we're gonna take, and I'm thinking 5mm increments. He's a retired school teacher, so he's not the youngest anymore. But seeing that the store closed is sad. Yeah, I know. He had a website that is also closed. Oh no. Do you know the name of the website? Maybe we can get some clues from the Internet Archive. Um, offset pattern along curves. So we're gonna add numbers in here until this is about 5. I think just a hair under 5. If I can't hit 5 on the nose, we'll do 4.9 or something. I think this might be too many. Let's actually try 7. Let's do 6. Let's try 6. You stream games on Twitch sometimes. Okay, well, let's give you a shout out and make sure we're following. Here, we'll do the shout out for Napsmore. And I'm going to make sure I'm following. I think you know what? You may have said that at some point and I may already be following. But then again, if I'm not, did that work? There it is. Oh, 3dclassicmodels.com is the site. Okay. I did not see a proper link for that, though. Did it show up? I'm not seeing it in chat. Why the hell? Damn you. Let's do it this way. Where's my Twitch stream? It's over here. Let's do this. Let's get that over here. Let's do this. Let's get that over here. Now I can hear myself. That's going to drive me insane in the membrane. Napsmore. Did that work? Did I say Mapsmore? Maybe we'll try Napsmore. There we go. 52 followers. Ooh, you could become affiliate. I am already following. Look at that. There you go, everybody. Make sure you're following Napsmore. And it actually does have to do with taking naps. It all makes sense now. All right, we're going to put that back over there. We're going to check out the, where is it? The classic is the site, but it's gone, right? Looks like the domain isn't connected to a website. Damn it. Let's try this. Archive.org. Let's see what the Wayback Machine says. It had been updated. Last update was, is that July? July of this year? So I'm not seeing anything beyond that. Oh, pooper scoopers. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully nothing bad happened. Am I doing this at 6? I'm going to say okay. We're going to cut all of these. Okay, we're going to do this. There we go. Is that too thin? Do I want those to be a little bit thicker, maybe? I don't think so. I think that might work. I think we're going to go with that. All right, we'll set the other one up. I want to split this in half. Actually, it doesn't make any difference because never mind. We're just going to do the same thing on this. Have it go to 6. Then I'm going to cut that, make fringe out of it. So the same thing, pattern along the curve. And we just crank that up until that number down there, the distance to the segment, 6 or so. There we go, 6. Okay. And then cut all of those. Gotta do that. If I decide to change this, I'm just going to have to redo these shapes and recut out the fringe. So I think that's going to be my skirt. I think we're going to go with that. Let's save this. File, save as. Project. Let's put you in the whip folder here. And this is now Frontier. So let's take a look at the top I'm using as a guide. I want a top that's going to look kind of like that. So I'm going to sketch that out. I'm going to add a tie knot onto the back of that, but I'm going to do that later. I think for today, I'm probably just going to get this blocked off. Although, honestly, there should be something in the back, I would think. That's a snapshot from the... What did Willie do now? Oh, images made by? Is that one of you? Nice. Dun 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 dun. I don't know. Where is it? 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 Where's there it is. There he is. Okay, I'm gonna see. We're gonna start sketching out the top. We'll use the pen tool, the pen avatar tool. Getting a little slow in here. Before I forget, I'm going to try to quad optimize all of that. I think can I just hide all of you for right now? We'll deactivate. And we'll just hide that and we'll focus on working on the top now. Or maybe, you know what? I'm going to file, save as project. And I'm going to do Frontier Outfit top. And I'm just going to get the skirt part out of here. Just to make sure that's not making me sluggish or anything. So delete that. I don't know if that'll speed things up. If that's not speeding things up, you know what? Maybe we'll just shut this down. I'm going to say no. Actually, and then you know what? We'll just relaunch. We'll start a new copy and then work on the top. You know, Willie, ask if you get a chance, ask Loki about that 3D Classics. Loki seems to get the dirt on Rendo a lot more than I do. Loki knows people to talk to over there. I don't. Okay. I'm going to use the kind of. I just get so confused popping from program to program. 3D pen avatar. Okay, we're going to put a. So I'm going to curve this out. Or I'm going to start with harsh angles and then we'll go across. So it's actually going to come up here and I'm going to pull you down. Maybe about 35. And I should actually go the other way, but that's okay. And then I'm just going to bring you around. And then you're going to come up here about, I can't see what I'm doing, 35. Then we're just going to bring you around to about here. Damn it. I hate it when that happens. You know, I'm like doing my shape and it decides not to go all the way. It's just like, nah, bruh. We're not going to go. We're going to not connect all the way to where you want to actually go. All right. Bring that around. I'm going to have to remember to add 2 points next time. One and 2, and then we're going to kind of bring you up about 35. I'm going to remember to click a point this time, and I want another point in here, and then this is going to come up through here. And I think I'm going to maybe edit those up a little bit. So we're going to add a little bit of a curve through this. And that needs to come over further. So let's pop over the edit. Can I just grab, wouldn't it be cool if I could just click and grab and just drag and, nope, you're just, never mind. It's going to fight me. Can I just move you up that way? That would be too easy, right? Can I just grab both of you at the same time and then just move you both up? Of course not. I'm just talking crazy shit now. When did I don't know, it's been a little while. I think it was after me at some point, but I think it was probably last year. I want to think. Can I just add a point here? Is that going to help? I don't know, maybe it was this year. Add a point. All right, let's try this. And then I'm going to there's a panel here, then there's a panel here, and this is just going to be one shaped panel. I'm going to try that, but I'm probably going to end up putting a cut through here. Oh, you saw the Lilu pop up? Yeah. Did they come over with the big move? I don't remember. Where's my thing? Right here. Let's go back to here. And then I'm going to take this, and that's going to come over here. And I'm just going to pull that. And then I'm going to just bring you down. I don't know if that'll work. And then we're just going to continue this up through here. And then I'm going to bring you through there. I'm going to bring you up through here. And you're going to connect into here. And then I'm just going to put a strap on the back. Okay, let's see if I can convert all of these to, if we can flatten all of the stuff out. I'm going to go there. I'm going to rework you. I'm going to, and you are back here. Okay. All right, we're going to redraw all of these. We'll start with this one first. So that's just going to come. I'm going to have to adjust that. I'm going to bring that out to there. I'm just going to bring you up here for right now. And I'm just going to tweak this. Let's turn that to translucent so I can kind of see what's underneath it. All right, so I want a little curvy piece like that. Then you kind of come back around this way. I want to adjust you right about in there so you're like at 90. Then I want to have you sweep back in through here, which means I'm going to need to adjust you. And that's probably good. I'm going to zoom in so I can have a little bit more control. We're trying to make that corner angle. I can see the corner angle, and it's, oh, it just keeps snapping to stuff. No, don't snap to stuff. Oh, I had it. I had it. $90.2. We're going to go with that. So I'm going to take this. We're going to offset internal line 35. Say okay, and cut that. And delete this. And I'm going to see if I can get this to line up in here. I might have to change the angle on this though, but that looks fairly straight. Maybe I won't. You know, I'm going to freeze these though for just a little bit. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to take you. Shape you around like so. Bring you like that. Put you under the arm. I pulled the wrong piece. There we go. Let's duplicate that. Like so. All right, let's sew the middle together. Let's sew these together. Let's turn gravity off. And let's see what goes on. Okay, so that's a start. You know what? I think that's going to work. I might need to make that a little tighter. I want to tweak this curve right in here to be a little sharper. Can I just merge these together? And I think I still have symmetry on that, right? Oh, I hate these. Look at how horrible that looks. I think I'm going to reshape this and then recut this. I think I'm going to just turn this into a, can I just turn you into a straight line? Delete all curve points, make that a straight line, and then I'm just going to pull it out. And then I'm just going to tweak this just a little bit. I want to get this a little further over. So I'm just going to pull that up that way. I think that'll probably be fine, although I think maybe I need a little bit extra in here, so, you know, just to do that. And then what I want to do is just maybe pull you over like that. And now let me see. Yeah, I think that's closer to a shape I want. Offset as an internal line. Okay. Can I just cut that? Can we just delete these? I think that might do the trick. We'll go with that. The tricky part's going to be getting this to line up with that. I'm going to trace this, and then we'll go from there. We'll start with a polygon. Just drop that straight down, bring you over here, bring you up here. You're going to come over here, and I'm going to adjust you to be 15 at some point. Do that. Curve you a little bit like so. Curve you up like that. I guess I don't need to do that. I'm going to tweak the change length on that to go the other way and be 15 and be 10, be 15, be 10. I'm going to do 10. I want thinner straps. All right, I think that's going to be okay. Let's move that out of the way. So what I'm going to want to do is sew this to this. Okay, that's got a little weird. You know what? If I just come from here to here, it'll probably, I don't need that. And maybe we could pull this up into there. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, time to break out the polygon tool again. Gonna come from here to here, kind of here to over here, and back that way. And I don't think I'm gonna need, actually, let's leave that there for just a second while I do this. Then I'm going to get rid of that. And now we're going to make sure that this is the same as that. So A, either make this shorter or make this longer. Let's start with this being longer. 199.5. I think I can do that. 3 days later, bingo. What? What are we talking about? You called OB13. I see. 199.5. Change length. Go the other way. 199.5. Okie dokie. All right, let's sew this into here. Let's sew these two together. So those are good. I'm going to put this strap on the neck. We'll start with 150. What did I say? 10. And we'll say 150. And I'm going to sew that to that, that to that. Take these, Control D, move them over there. So that to that. Take that. And we'll sew the tops of those together. I'm eventually going to put a knot in the back, but for right now, I'm just going to sew these like so. Let's position them so they sit in the back. So when it sews together, it'll connect in the back. I'm going to freeze for right now. Chris, I am strongly considering putting Blender on that machine that used to have Daz until Daz had its 50, but and it won't work on that machine anymore. Oh no! Like you need something else. Well, yeah, just you got 6 whole brain cells there, Rod. I'm sure you can just put one on Blender. Did you see that? Did you see the way that it missed sewing up in the back? The way it purposefully, the way it hatefully flew through the neck without getting sewn together. Let's try this. There we go. Got it. Let's see how we're looking. These need to be longer. So this needs to be, are you doing anything? This needs to be down. God damn it. Marvelous Designer got mad at me. Let's see if we got a recovery. You're looking into a couple ideas for the Daz problem as well. Finding a machine that'll work on. That would be nice. Dum 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 dum. I don't have anything to drink, do I? Oh, recovery autosave. Oh, yes, please. Oh, look at how far back I am. That's a downright sad auto recovery file. You looking? Where's my cut? There's the cut. Take a cheap shot. Damn it! All right, we do have the cheapest rum I could find. I've got this shot glass. It doesn't have anything interesting on it, so we're going to use that tonight. You can actually see the rum. Did I just hear birds? Maybe that was the squeaky noise from the top. Right, there we go. All right. Has anybody else got anything to drink? I am hearing birds. Let me see what I've got open. Is that Napsmore's stream? It's actually Napsmore's stream, I think. It's I think that's what I hear in the background. It's Napsmore playing Kerbal Space Program from 5 days ago. I'm not supposed to. I know. That's what has me worried. All right, here we go. We've got our cheap shot ready to go. This is the cheapest rum Chris could find at the liquor store. So here we go. If everybody else has got their drinks, anybody else got a drink? Rod's got his coffee. All right, here we go. And a one, and a two, and a three. And down it goes. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, there's the burn. Mm. All righty. Am I crying? I know. I think Rod's getting the better shot than I am. All right. Did I not save you? Damn it. File save as. I'm going to overwrite. I'm in the wrong folder. We're going to overwrite this one here that says top. Oh, that's what. You're back. Cheapers. Art. Yeah, that's kind of what low battery means. Gonna do this. Gonna trace that shape out like so, and like so, and like so, like so. Bring you over about 10. Do that. Switch to this. Pull that out that way. That looks good. We're gonna pull you over this way. Come in here and get rid of that. I'm gonna freeze these in place. I'm gonna sew this to that. Let's do that. Let's sew the center line on those together. And let's start putting the strap on here. I think it needed to be more than 100. So we were going to do 10. I'm going to do 12. And we'll say 150. I'm going to say 10. I don't like the looks of that. I like that a little better. We spend thousands on mega power computer just so we can make ourselves crazy. No, nothing wrong with us, man. Okay, I'm going to adjust the size of this. I'm going to sew you together. I'm going to take that and duplicate that. Connect that in the back. Let's see if that works out. You know what? That might be okay. All right, let's do this part right here. We're making our way around the back. I actually want that up front. You know what? I'm not going to worry about that right now. Let's hit save because now I'm paranoid. Back over to the polygon. Just going to quickly rough this out. Get that a little bit of a curve. That needs a lot more curve. I think that's, let's measure. What were you? 196.5. Change length. 196.5. Okay. Let's move that out of the way. Delete that. Let's see how these sew together. And then we'll attach this to here. And we'll dupe that. Let's see how. Is that going to work? You know what? I think that might work. And then we just need to attach this kind of back piece. And I think I'm going to use that to yank that over a little bit. So let's see how this goes. Anyhow, I'm going to measure this and adjust its length. We're going to change that to be a 60 because that's just a nice even number. I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to say 60. Okay. I'm going to loosely, what are you at? 60.9. Let me see if I can, there's a optimized curve points in here now. I think I'm going to do that. Say okay to that. Lose those. I'm going to make you. I'm going to adjust this so this is 90. Being crazy is not a handicap in the D. Probably not. Now that you mention it. 98. 94. 92. 90.4. That'll probably be good. Okay, offset. Internal line as 60. Say okay. Cut that. Delete this. Gonna sew that. Gonna unfreeze that. And then we'll sew this in to here and here. I'm not happy with that angle right there, though. What are you? You're 96, so this should be like 83, 1 right there. So if I pull this way until it gets to 83.1, I'm going too far. So we'll go this way. And then I have to pop over here and then bring this back and come back over here. Probably close enough. Change the length on that to say 60. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need a measurement in here. What I want to do is come from here to here, and that's 190, 189.9. Oh, that's much too long. 168.8. So I have to change this to 168.8. 168.8, 168.8, 168.8. Change length. Let's just say both. Let's say 168.8. Say okay on that. And then I want to just pull you maybe a little this way. And then until I get that, that's pretty close. Pull you in. That needs to be about 83. I'm really close. Oh, for crying out loud. Look at all those stupid points in there. I only had 2 points in here, too, and it fog leached that up. Okay, we're going to make this. You know what? There's not supposed to be points in there. That's supposed to be a straight line. Change length. I want to go the other way. I want that to be 60. I want that to be 60 as well. And then I want to tweak this curve a little bit. Now let's see how this is looking. Did I sew those together? I did. 168, 168. Let's sew those two together. Let's make a copy of that. Let's sew the back together. And let's see where we are with that. All right, that's not too bad. If I unfreeze, all right, let's hit save. If I unfreeze this, we'll see how bad this. Let's actually, I'm going to adjust this until the strain. We'll put the strain map on. And if that's looking all red, we're going to lengthen that up until it's not red. That's what we're going to do. Otherwise, this is just going to, if I if I unfreeze this, it'll probably just yank it upward. So we're just going to do that until that strap isn't red, until it's more green or blue. Still red. There we go. We're getting there. I think that might do the trick. Let's convert from triangles to quads. I think that's not too bad. All right, now we're gonna boldly unfreeze. That's looking kind of okay. That's looking a little weird through there. I think what I need to do is make this edge a little longer. I did that thing where I was zooming in while it was freezing, and now I can't find anything. Okay, so let's pull that away, and maybe we just flatten this out a little bit. What if I just make this completely flat? There we go. I got a little bit of a... That helped. I think I'm almost there. I think I'm going to try to get my fringe on here now. I haven't quite decided. So the one I'm actually working on doesn't actually have a way to... Only has like a tie on the neck. So I don't really know how you put this thing on. I'm probably just going to add in maybe I'll just put some snaps on the back. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. I'll put a couple of strips on here and we'll overlay them and stick them together back there. So let's get the fringe on here. And I don't want the fringe to go... This fringe actually kind of is pointy, isn't it? It is. What's it look like in the back? It's kind of pointy. If I go below the belly button, I think I can go to the belly button because my belt's down here. So I kind of want it to come down here, bring it up, and then we'll have a little bit of fringe around the back, is what I'm thinking. And I kind of want it to curve like this. I'm going to kind of draw this out, and then it's kind of going to go straight. So let's do it with the polygon tool. And I'm just going to kind of trace out this, and then I'm just going to bring that straight back and through here, and maybe through here, and then maybe we'll just angle it like that. And I'm just going to kind of work this shape around. I hate it when it does that. I put the point in and I go to move it, and it just doesn't want to move. No, I'm busy. I'm just doing stuff that makes no sense. Because I'm Marvelous Designer, and that's the way I roll, bro. All right, let's see how this goes. I need to adjust this. So I need to measure this length here. 371.8. So 19, 29, 39, 49, 59, 69. Like stopped at 48, 58, 68, 371.6. I'm going to say okay on that. Yeah, I got Instagram, Rod. Do I need to follow you? You got your Instagram? Did you wanna did you want to share it in chat or not? How the F do you get signed into the damn thing? I thought you just sign in. I don't know, man. Oh, that I can't help you with because it's evil. Signing into everything's. I can't do anything because the stupid strain map's still on. I'm like trying to get my gizmo up, and I keep forgetting that stupid strain map won't let me. Let's put that in here. I'm gonna sew this to that. Just gonna kind of do that. Let's do the thing. We're gonna go along an internal curve here. We're just gonna keep doing this until that says 6. We're gonna cut those. I think I can. Can I do this? Or did I have to do this before? There we go. We got our fringe. It doesn't like any of the passwords you give it. You try to change it, and it just gets a spinny thing below where you're changing. Yeah, I don't know. I've been seeing videos on in shitification, and I think it it's definitely happened to Instagram. The example I saw was of basically Facebook. Oh no, DJ Ray's got the spinny thing. Sorry, Ray. Oh no, my adjustment went too far. I think I'm good. I'm going to weld the front. I think I can get away with that. You don't really need something else. No, we don't need something else to fight with. I think the bottom line is Instagram is well past that point about caring about making it good for the users. What do we got here? We do have a little sharp point there. I have a nice curve there. I think I think I'm pretty close. I've got 6 minutes. Um, do I have any of my bows laying around that I can quickly snap into here? Actually, I'm going to put a little piece back here that'll overlap and connect. We'll do that. And I might have to make these shorter and delete a few of these. And that needs to be, so that's going to go through here and here. So that needs to be that plus that. Nope. That plus that, which is 94.8. So I don't know, let's make you 20 and 94.8. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to copy this like that. I'm going to sew you in to here, here to here. And here to here. Oh, you know what I should do? I should just copy this. Right? Because then that'll bring the other, that'll bring this sewing in. So I got that. We're going to get rid of, I'm going to get rid of these other sewings. So I don't need that one anymore. Did I not just say delete? And I don't need one of these. I think that one can go away. So I need two teeny little strips to sew into here. 94.8. Let's do 2 by 94.8. I'm going to say okay to that. Do this. Then what I want is that sewn there, this sewn here, that sewn there, this sewn here. I'm going to move all of these to the back. Oh, you're all over the place. Then we're going to put them in, and I think we're going to call it a day right about there. All right, you're going to come somewhere about there. All right, I think I'm going to spin those around, bring them back about here. I could probably stand to lower these, and lower that. And I'm going to freeze up the parts in the front. All right, let's see how this fits in. You just got an email saying, we want to make it easy for you to get back in. There we go. Yes, of course they do. Because they're just here to make your life easier. There we go. See, these thin little strips I can delete later on, and this will fall apart nicely. And then let me see if I can find a bow, and I can start lining up my bow. Everything. What are you doing? Z Proj. And I think, do I call you Not or do I call you Bo? I think I call you Bo. And I thought I saved you as a garment too. Bo Not Z Proj. There's one 9/18/25. Let's go check that out. Okay, let's sort by date modified. Bows and knots. Let's take a look at that. See if I have a 10 millimeter bow that I can save as a garment. The clever thing would be to save it as a garment, but I don't see one in here. So we're going to play with that later. I've got another version of the copy Marvelous Designer opening on the side. Let's pop back over to here. Before I forget, hit save. You're in. And there's much rejoicing. Is it Rod Shelley over there on Instagram? Oh, I thank God she had a top on. um, Let me see. I'm going to search for Mr. Shelley here. Rod Shelley. Is it Rod Shelley? What is it? What's your name over there, Rod? Do you know? Rod Shelley 57. Rod Shelley. Um, no posts yet. Rod Shelley 2025. Okay, we'll look for Rod Shelley 2025. Rod Shelley 2025. There it is. You couldn't find anything with that. It doesn't. No why. Oh, okay, there's my problem. It's the Rod Shell. There we go. Boink. There you go, everybody. Follow Rod Shelley over on Instagram. Except for Willie. Because Willie doesn't use Instagram anyhow. Okay, I think I found you. Yes. Let's see how big this is. Is this 10? Please be 10. Please be 10. You're 5. Damn it. What are you? That's a 10. That one there's a 10. I'm going to save that as a garment. Can I save this as a... You know what? Let's try this. I think that might be a 10 too. I like this one here. Let's save that one right there. Okay, file, save as, garment. Actually, I should say, I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to save the garment selected. Let's do that. File, save as, garment selected. I didn't save anything because I had nothing selected. I thought I did, but I guess I didn't. Instant what? Yeah, don't worry, Art. If you know, you know. Save as, garment selected. I'm going to call you bow knot. Not 10 millimeters, so I know what this is. I may have one saved right here. Excellent. And then what we do is I'm going to close that. No, don't save. We're going to bring this in as a garment file. Add garment. We're in totally the wrong. Oh, no, wait, there you are. You saved it right there where you didn't need to be. I think this is okay. All right, where are you? You're all the way down there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line that up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew this into here. And that's going to be, that's my fake knot. So I'm going to do that later because it's a little after 9 right now. And we're going to call it a day here. So that's going to become, so we're going to be able to untie this top. Won't that be cool? Followed me back. Cool, Rod. Thanks, man. All right, thank you all for being here. Rod, Art, Napsmore was here. I think we saw Fallen Learns and Willie was in here. Our good friend C.S. Bond popped in at the beginning of the stream, dropped a resub, and then called it a night. So thank you for that, Charles. Also, Willie, thank you for that resub as well. There's the old dyslexic heart baby. Oh, DJ Ray. Yeah, right. DJ Ray. Hey, everybody, make sure you're following DJ Ray. If we're lucky, we get to see him tonight. If we're not lucky, we get to cry. Anyhow, let's see who is on. It's Thursday night. Maybe it's time. If Dr. DK is on, maybe we'll go check him out. If not, we'll maybe do a Rumikin or something. Let me see. Where's my Twitch? It's over there, and I'm watching Napsmore. I gotta keep an eye out for Napsmore. That's what we gotta do. Hey, everybody, remember to follow Napsmore. Let me see if I can get the shout out command to work for Napsmore this time. There you go. I'm not seeing it. It's not doing it right. Dang it. Here, I'll just post the whole link in here. We'll just do that. Did that work? There you go. There's the full length. Anyhow, let me pop over to my stream. Let's see who else is on tonight. Anyhow, good progress with this. We will be back Saturday. You know what? I still have to finish the holidays scene, so we'll try to get that finished up, and then we can give it out to everybody. And then I'm also going to be working on this because the sweatsuit is pretty much done. I think I'm going to take a double check on it, but it's pretty much ready to submit. I just need Valkyrie to let me know that she's ready to submit, and then we can both submit those to Daz. So keep an eye out for that in January. And I'm looking, and I'm seeing who else is on Twitch tonight. We're looking for the art friends. Josh Uwu is doing Animal Crossing. So maybe we'll just go hang out with Josh while he chills. Irumikin's doing puzzles. Maybe it's Irumikin. Maybe it's, I'm scrolling down here. I'm going to go to the very bottom before Dapster Dan is doing music. You know what? And DJ Ray's on already. Let's go over and say hi to DJ Ray. Also, if you can, this would be super awesome. Give my friend Dapster Dan a follow. Awesome musician. We've been hanging out together since 2019. Is this working? No, my shout out command's being janky. But if you could give Dapster Dan a follow, that would be super cool. Check him out. He's a really good guy. For a Canadian. There you go. There's Dapster Dan. But let's go over and say hi to DJ Ray right now. He's already up. He's got his ducks in the pond. You can do some fishing, and you can listen to Ray spin the tunes. Yeah. Follow Dapster Dan, Art. Follow Dapster Dan over on Twitch if you could. Super cool guy. Anyhow, let's do this. I will be back Saturday, 1 p.m. We will be doing the holidays vignette, and we'll also be working on this outfit. And what am I doing? Hey, feel free to join the Discord. Check out my stuff at Daz. We had a new outfit. I had a new outfit hit the store today. The Arden outfit. There you go. It's kind of a fantasy foresty elfy thing. So that is now in the store. In addition to the Arden outfit, you can also pick up the add-on texture set by Valkyrie. There you go. I'm not going to zoom in too much on that. It's all mannequins though. So anyhow, if you need a little bit extra bling to your Arden outfit, consider that. And let's do this. Let's go do the raid calls. Hey, if you're on YouTube, thanks. I appreciate that. Like and subscribe. If you're on Twitch, feel free to join the raid. We're going to go over and say hi to DJ Ray. If you're not a subscriber, my commands aren't. Did my bot die? What the frick? He's painting things black. I followed him. Okay. Thank you, Art. I really appreciate that, man. I'm going to knock my bot loose. Hold on a second here. Streamlabs. Am I not logged in? Where's my dashboard? There's my dashboard. There's my cloud bot. Why is my cloud bot turned off? All right, cloud bot is on. All right, I think we're good now. Let's try this. So if you're not a subscriber, there we go. That's better. If you are a subscriber, you get to use the subgrade call. We'll do that. And let's go over and say hi to Ray. I can't spell DJ Ray's name anymore because he changed it. What is he calling himself these days? DJ Ray Partey. There we go. There we go. Did that work? I didn't see anything happen. Let's try this again. Raid has been started already. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a good rest of a Thursday or Friday for those of you on the happy side of the planet. And hasta la vista, baby.